If I can make a living from walking in the woods, you can bet I'd be sitting pretty good high on a hill looking at a field down.
Alright guys, so we're going to do a flat set here. The concept of a flat set is sometimes guys will fix them up with one trap. Some guys will do more than one. I think we're going to do 2 traps here just because it just doubles your odds of catching. So, you know, as opposed to the dirt hole set where you have it up against a bank or you have it up against a an area that's not traveled, is that the set can be worked in a 360-degree style. So we're going to try and channel them a little bit by just using natural cover, but it's a little bit more of a challenge. That's why I'm going to set a trap basically at both ends. And if you're wondering, you know, what would be the best way to set this, you have to look at your contour, your land. Where are they going to come from? Well, they're going to come from this area right here, this V. They're going to be coming down these 2 lines. So you wouldn't want to put each trap on each side here because that's not really their travel way. It's not going to be natural for them. They're going to be more likely to work the set from the wrong way. So what we're going to do is we're going to line them up like this. 2 traps here and a mound in the middle with a scent and bait, and then we're going to have 2 traps for them to work here. So I think it's going to be a good spot. So we'll start out here. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of clear an area. So what we want to do is appeal to their eye catch. So what I want to do is kind of work some of this up into a pile from each side. Turn around this way and work it this way. Scraping in a V and all that. Kind of get a little eye peel there. And this is going to be something to make them work. I've seen guys catching bobcats off of this, but they actually bury like a carcass in here. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to use a bait and bait it on 2 locations on each side. So anyway, let's get these trap beds dug. Hopefully this is a better dirt than my last few again. My goodness. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good stuff there. Okay, like I said, you know, this is muddy on the bottom. It's not the best trap bed layering. So you kind of want to smooth that out as best you can. Get the dirt clods out. Make sure you got your spots for your lever. And bed that trap real good. If you use a long spring, it's a little more of a challenge. You know, a double long spring, you just have to cut them out more. Just a little bit more work, but you know, still good working trap. We're gonna lay a bed of peat moss here and smooth that out, and that's going to be a nice dry solid bed. You don't want too much because it's real spongy, so you kind of want it kind of that just the right sweet spot, you know. And only, like I said before guys, there's no substitute for practice. Those of you who are you know, watching YouTube videos and DVDs, you know, that's good to gain extra knowledge, but when it really comes down to it, nothing beats good old-fashioned experience. You know, you want to learn it firsthand. So these are Victor 175s, center swivel, multiple swivels with a quick disconnect, and the Wolfang anchors. So if you had one that was mounted on the side like a Duke, you would want to make that anchor point to that side, so that you can bury that cable down straight. You don't have so much underneath the trap. This one is going to go right underneath for the most part, and that's how we're going to do that. Watch out. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Connect our Wolfang pounder and just a good old heavy duty hammer. I have very good confidence that this is going to be a good anchor point. Pound that sucker right down in there. I go all the way to the bottom of the quick disconnect, just because I use about a 12 to 18 inch anchor, and I want to make sure I got good placement. Plus I want less chain in here the better, but you don't want to forfeit your swivels. I mean, these have a lot of swivels in them. You know, and some guys probably take it all the way to the bottom. I don't go that far. As far as my trap placement, I think it's better to catch with the jaws like this. You know, it really doesn't matter too much. Some guys, you know, they swear by, you know, certain ways of doing it. I've caught critters in just about every kind of configuration of layout of trap. So main thing here is get that sucker bedded and get it solid. I don't want any rocking. You just twist it side to side, push down good. Don't be afraid of these traps. Okay. Fill in a little bit here. All right. So we've got all that. We've got some of this dark dirt. We're gonna mix it in with the peat a little bit. You know, make a little better appeal. I'm gonna go ahead and fill that over as best we can. Don't get any sticks. Don't get any dirt clods in there. That's what the sifter's for. You want to get rid of all of that. You don't want anything getting in the way of that trap firing. You know, a stick could definitely end up making you miss it or not catch an animal correctly. And you always want to do it correctly because you want to be as humane and efficient as you can. So that's looking pretty good. We're going to need a little more peat moss. Eli, go play, baby. What? No, you can't be in the truck. The camera's in there, okay? No, not right now. I'll get you up there in just a little bit, okay? I gotta finish this. Alright, we'll just keep covering this up. This peat moss is cheap. You can use a lot of it, and it's not gonna break your bank at all. That's why I like using it. You know, some guys will buy pre-packaged wax dirt and stuff. I just don't really like to trap when it's like that. So just delicately find your pan. There's your pan. So you can kind of adjust my cover here. So pan's here. Bait location is going to be right here, about 6 to 8 inches away. That's what I like to maintain. Now, what we're going to do is take my rebar stake here. I used to use these a lot. I don't really use them anymore. I'm not using them this year anyway because I'm trying out this wolf thing. I'm going to pound that in, shake that around, make a nice little hole. Now, I'm using Kevin's Minnesota brand coyote bait or predator bait. This works for coyote, this works for bobcats, probably just about anything that eats meat. I've caught coon off of it. Of course, coon will eat anything. So I put a nice little dab in there in that hole, scoop it up to the top, and then put a couple dirt clods in there. You know, make it a little bit of a challenge for them. You want to get it down in there pretty deep. I've seen guys, you know, throw it way down the hole. You got to remember, a coyote can just smell so much better than anything else out there. So anyway, got that. Now what we'll do is we'll take all of this black dirt and all the dirt that's in the field, looks just like it. We're just going to blend that in. So got that set. That looks good. Now I'm going to put a few, I call them channelers. You just grab some stuff from the field and some different things. And what we're doing here is we're stacking up along the edge. And we want to make that so that they want to work this set from here. He's not going to want to step over that, try to work that from down there. He's not going to come over here. He's going to want to come in here and funnel in naturally. You know, this may kind of look like it's, you know, man-made or whatever, but to a coyote, that's just an obstacle, and he's going to work that. As long as there's no scent issues with it, should be pretty good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the trap on the other side. and we'll get started with that. So doing the trap on the other side is really no different. You're basically just repeating the process, and you're going to put it all together. So I'm going to go ahead and get this side made, and we'll go ahead and bait this up and get ready to go. So, all right, so let's recap it here. We've got trap, trap, bait, bait, and then right here we're going to put a little bit of fox urine to draw them in. Don't take a whole lot. Think about how much a fox pees. You know, not very much. So anyway, that right there I think is going to be a good flat set. I really do. Should be pretty productive here. I've got another trap on the other side over here. I got one down the road. I'm covering all the avenues of approach. So I'm kind of doing a blitzkrieg, if you will, of this little 15, 20 acre property. I just want to catch all the coyotes I can and over this weekend, and then we're going to go from there. But this right here is my first flat set of the year, and hopefully it'll produce something. So I hope it helps you guys out, kind of knowing this. There's a million ways to do these flat sets. Actually, you know what? I forgot something. I forgot to build a channel here. Little details, just like that. Channel them. There we go. All right. So we got our structure built up here on each side. We got our channels going in, trap, trap, bait, bait, and fox urine on top. I think this is going to be a good set. I have seen sets like this, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and patent this one as mine. So hopefully it'll produce something, and we'll get out here and check it in the morning and see what it has.
Hunting, fishing, loving every day. That's the prayer that a country boy prays. Thank God he made me this way. Hunting and fishing and loving every day.